Hello, soccer fans. I'm David Salazar. This is my colleague Edwin Molina, and welcome to the first ever Studs Up World Cup edition here at LatinPost.com. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to be here all tournament long, covering highlights, lowlights, best players, in-depth game analysis, and everything in between. So let's get started with Group A.
Yeah, host country.
Yes,
Brazil.
Brazil is the favorite to win the World Cup. They're the most successful country in tournament history. They have a lot of superstars: Neymar, Thiago Silva, Hulk, Paulinho, Ramirez, Oscar. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But there's a couple of interesting points to consider here. Most of these players did not have good seasons with their domestic league, with their domestic clubs. Look at Neymar, struggled mightily with Barcelona. Ramirez with Chelsea might have been the only one that really had consistency on the field and looked great throughout. But my question is, will the players overcome the pressure of playing in the country? They are expected to win. They pretty much have to.
Yeah. Another team with pressure is Mexico. El Tri. Come on, their fans travel all over the place. It's going to be a Mexican-based team for the most part.
Only 6 players on that team are playing in Europe. The rest of them, Mexican.
All Mexican-based. I think the key is going to be who's the goalkeeper. Is it going to be Jose Corona, who's been playing most of the qualifiers? Is it going to be Memo Ochoa, the more high-profile, the younger of the guys? I like Corona personally. I think he's been consistent. He's been through the good, the bad, the ugly with this team.
Yeah, and he's also he's playing in the Mexican League, which seems to be the
trend.
Right, exactly. Now, in terms of Croatia, who's the other team that's battling for that top second spot, we think, you have a talented team with Luka Modric, Ivan Rakitic, Mario Mandzukic. Mandzukic will miss the first game against Brazil, and that's huge for this team. They played inconsistently down the stretch of World Cup qualifiers. They fired their coach. Chances are they're going to be looking at a tough qualifier, especially because they got Brazil first. I think we all agree on one consensus, though.
Cameroon, dead last. Familiar names, they're in over their head. They got Samuel Eto'o, they got Pierre Webel, but let's be honest, they're old up front. I'm not sure that they can hang with Croatia or Mexico or Brazil.
And they've lost their last 4 World Cup games. Their worst performance came in Africa, on their continent. So this team is old, they don't have the skill. I don't even know if they're going to win a single game in this tournament. Let's be honest with you. Now let's just talk about who do you think is going to take the group. Who do you think is going to finish second place?
I think Brazil. Brazil takes it. I'm going to shock people. I think I'm going to go with Mexico over Croatia. It's going to come down to that last game. I don't know what it is about this team. They somehow figure out a way to, even with the qualifiers, they have no business in the World Cup.
Yeah, I think Mexico's actually had a better history in the World Cup than Croatia. Croatia was 3rd place in France in 1998. They haven't gotten out of the group stage in the last 2 tournaments, so I think Mexico takes the cake. Thank you guys so much for joining us on our first ever episode of Studs Up World Cup edition here at LatinPost.com. We hope you'll stay with us for Group B preview. And if you want to keep the conversation going, please find us on Twitter, on Facebook, on LatinPost.com. I'm David Salazar. This is my colleague Edwin Molina. Thank you very much.